Before I get started, I think it's important for me to explain my biases and thoughts on the previous films. After all, this is the 8th entry into the franchise. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't made a good Alien film since 1986. The original Alien is one of my favourite films, and I was lucky enough to see a showing of it at the cinema recently. I'd never seen it in a theatre before, and it was an amazing experience. They were showing it as a double bill with Prometheus, but I skipped that because, well, I
don't like it very much.
One of the things that made the original Alien so great was that it had layer upon layer of mystery. It made the world feel really big and added a lot to the horror of it all. In my opinion, you could never solve these mysteries in a satisfying way. If you solved the mystery, then there wouldn't be a mystery anymore. And it's the mystery that is interesting, not the answers. But removing the mystery surrounding the aliens is basically the whole point of these prequels, so you can see how that would be at odds with my point of view. I don't want everything explained and spoon-fed to me. Once all the mysteries in your universe are solved, your universe becomes boring. So what I'm trying to get across is that I'm pretty much guaranteed not to like these new films. So why did I go and see it, you ask? See, aren't mysteries fun? If I was to be as fair and balanced as possible, I'd say Alien Covenant is a completely average sci-fi film that you've seen 100 times before. You can see every twist and plot point coming from a mile away. It's on about the same level as Life, which was also released recently. One thing that really irritated me about Alien Covenant is that the film presents itself as a high-concept, philosophical exploration into the human condition, but it completely fails to explore that in any way and has the characters act monumentally stupid in an effort to force everything closer to the original Alien movie. I'm not joking when I say the characters act as dumb as possible all of the time. I mean, if you're going to be exploring an unknown alien planet where something weird is clearly going on, don't worry about wearing some kind of spacesuit. True, there might be some kind of horrific airborne virus, but changing into a spacesuit will take a while and there's probably no time. And if you come across a field of wheat which up until this point you thought could only be found on Earth, don't stop to think about what a huge and strange discovery this is. And while you're at it, why don't you eat some of this alien wheat on an alien planet? I'm sure you'll be fine. Despite numerous signs of life on this possibly hostile planet, feel free to split up to make yourself isolated and vulnerable. And after being attacked by some freaky looking creatures, when someone tells you this place is perfectly safe, it's best to take their word for it. So please feel free to let your guard down and go to sleep. Yes, this might seem dumb, but this guy said it's perfectly safe. It's worth mentioning that if someone goes down into the basement for an abnormally long amount of time and doesn't come back, the best thing to do is to send one person down there to look for him. Please, no one make the suggestion you all go down there together. Just go down into the basement one by one until there's no one left to go. Oh, and if you come across a slimy pulsating egg, you might get the strong urge to stick your face in it. But don't worry, this guy says it's perfectly safe. Yes, I know he said it was perfectly safe before and people died, but you can't be right all the time. If you enjoyed Prometheus, I imagine you'll enjoy this too. I thought this was maybe a touch better than Prometheus. The sets are really nice and the acting was good despite the ear-scraping dialogue at parts. The entire film is like a weird blend of Prometheus and Alien. It continues the story of Prometheus in a way, but rather than continuing the narrative in a straight, clear path, it takes a sharp turn that I can see frustrating some Prometheus fans. There's a lot of CGI gore that really didn't work for me, but some people might find it acceptable. Do you remember when the alien felt scary and dangerous? Like it could strike from anywhere, even the ceiling. It was sinister and always lurked in the shadows. Gone are the days of subtlety and menace. The new alien creature is loud, fast and in your face. This alien is out in the open in broad daylight, headbutting everything it sees. In fact, this headbutting alien is basically a metaphor for the entire movie. And this whole disaster could have been avoided if they just wore spacesuits.
Or do you think we're scared of those pizza-eating powder puffs? Raphael?
Oh, we're shaking in our shells, aren't we, guys?
Now that you mention it.